Welcome back to the call out. When you hear that music, you know it's gonna go down. Calling out from wherever you are around the globe, whether you are listening on the go or you're listening in your living room. Either way, the call out's got your back with original MMA content. It's your boy Richie back with another radio show for today. And woo, we are talking about UFC 290 recap. It's crazy that I still have my voice after last night because I was screaming, I was going crazy. This fight card was a roller coaster of emotions. A lot to talk about. I don't know how 291 is going to top this one, although I do feel like that card is stacked as well. We got a crazy main event, UFC 291, with Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, then Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira for co-main event. But this pay-per-view, I feel like it was the best fight card of the whole year. Let's get right into it. The first fight in the main card was Bo Nickal versus Val Woodburn. Val Woodburn came in short notice. Bo Nickal was able to TKO him in the first round. But look, Val still came out with every intention to knock out Bo Nickal. You could tell that was his intention right away. Bo was able to demonstrate some nice combos, showed his hands off a little bit, and got the first round TKO win. Then we had a 3-decision war for Dan Hooker. He was able to get the decision by split. I felt like the refs were really on their game because that was a perfect call. I feel like it wasn't unanimous, but it was close. I did give it to Dan Hooker, but it was still really close. He turned it into his type of fight in the third round, and that's what he needed to do. Jalen Turner was so dangerous starting out and so dangerous all the way up into the third round. It just looked like he was getting a little tired, and Dan Hooker was just able to turn it into his style of fight. So, hey, great job to Dan Hooker there. That was a really big win, and he was a big underdog. That was like over 200 from my bettors out there. It's like plus 230. Okay, now moving on to the co-main event, as I like to call it, Dricus du Plessis versus Robert the Reaper Whittaker. It was a pretty good first round, kind of back and forth. If you look at the score, though, Dricus du Plessis landed more total strikes and had the significant strikes. They both got one takedown each. So that first round, when Robert got the takedown, I'm thinking, all right, we're up Robert right now. But then when Dricus du Plessis ended the round, he ended the round almost finishing Rob. And I was like, okay, if du Plessis comes out this way in the second round, he can probably get out. He can get Robert Whittaker out of there. And he did. Second round came, and he did his thing, and he was able to catch him flush, knocked him out, dropped Bobby Knuckles. Man, what a great fight this was. What a big win for du Plessis. He was a big underdog as well. It was plus 300. It moved down to like 280 a little bit before the fight. I feel like a lot of people were starting to want to take the chance. You know, if you looked at the tail of the tape beforehand, man, he's a bigger guy. He had the reach, and he's an orthodox fighter. The only other fighter that was orthodox that Robert faced was Israel Adesanya, and he lost. He might have faced another orthodox fighter, but I just felt like orthodoxes give him a hard time. Okay, so that was crazy. And then Israel Adesanya, he came into the cage, had an altercation with Dricus du Plessis, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but Israel looked really drunk. He looked really drunk. He was too lit, guys. He was having too much of a good time. Yeah, he was slurring his words a little bit and trying to intimidate Dricus. But Dricus looked really composed. He looked like he wasn't in his head. He looked like he wasn't scared. He wasn't really believing anything that Israel was saying. After that matchup, I'm really excited for the title fight. I'm really excited to see du Plessis try out Adesanya because I think this is a good matchup for him. I think this is a matchup that Dricus can win, and it'll give us a really good, exciting title fight. So hoping that fight happens. All right, moving on to the co-main event. We have Brandon Moreno versus Alexander Pantoja. We were able to call this fight on the podcast. We called Alexander Pantoja. I thought he was going to get it. I thought he was going to finish the fight maybe round 3, round 4, but
he didn't. He was able to get the 5-round decision split win. I think that's fair. I do feel like it was a close fight, and Brandon Moreno had some really good moments there. His boxing was very, very good. Pantoja was able to land some nice uppercuts, but other than that, it was Brandon Moreno with the total strikes and the significant strikes. As far as it goes, as far as like the head strikes goes, Brandon Moreno was landing a lot of boxing style combinations to the head, but Alexander Pantoja, he was landing a lot of leg kicks, some body shots. He was really mixing it up. His takedowns, and he had a bunch of submission attempts. He also had a knockdown over Brandon Moreno. Yeah, man, this was a great performance from Alexander Pantoja, and what a story. I really want to have him on the podcast so we can hear his story more. He's really been through it, and now he's a champ. You know, I'm happy for him, happy for his family. This is a big upgrade in money, a big upgrade in salary. So happy to see his life change for the better. Definitely deserves that. He's a great fighter. The full package. He's going to be a great champ. You know, he's got hands. He can mix it up on the feet. He's got good ground game. He's got good submission game. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know who they're going to give him next, but that's got me really excited for the flyweight division. All right. Now, main event, Alexander Volkanovski defeats Yair Rodriguez in the third round via TKO. And there just wasn't much output from Yair. Not as much as I'm used to seeing from him. I think it just goes to show, though, how good Volk is. He was able to shut down how dangerous and elusive Yair is. He was able to get him down onto the canvas. Once Volk gets you on the canvas, man, that's bad news. You really got to do everything in your power to get up, because that's where he wears you out. That's where he applies all the damage. I know Yair had cut Alex Volkanovski in like the first round. He got a nice little cut on him. But right after that, Alexander was landing some mean elbows, some mean ground and pound, and it cut Yair right up. So, yeah, Alex got a little cut, got a little gash, but he definitely gave it back to Yair. And if I'm being honest, man, I was a little worried for Alex. I was watching this, and I was thinking, man, Yair can get him. He can get him with the leg kick. He can get him with a good amount of tricky things. It's just a matter of if he's going to find it, and if he's going to let it flow, and if he's going to land it. It was mostly just coming from the fact that I feel like Alex was not all there. He just seemed a little different. He didn't seem like normal Volk. And after the fight, he did say that he was worried. He felt a little worrisome about Yair. So I guess I did see something, but he was able to overcome that worry and just power through it. He's so strong-minded, so strong-willed that no one is going to take out Alexander Volkanovski in the 145. Ilia Topuria is pretty much next. I don't know if he's going to fight anyone in between, but if he gets the title shot next, I like his stand-up. He's got crisp hands. He's got really good hands. The wrestling, that's going to be interesting. If it gets to the ground, I don't know if he's going to keep Ilia down. I don't know. I've never seen anybody take Ilia down, keep him down there, and start to, go Khabib style on him and just rain down blows, rain down elbows, that whole style. I don't know if he's going to do that with Ilia. He could, but I don't know. Ilia does bring a lot of problems to the table. The only thing about when you bring problems to the table is that no matter what problems you bring, as dangerous or elusive, Alexander Volkanovski always finds a way to solve those problems and to overcome the challenges that you bring inside the octagon. He's just so professional. He's built for this, man. He is built for this. He's living his destiny. Congratulations to the pound for pound, Alexander Volkanovski. All right, guys, that's going to cut this radio show short. Every time you hear that music, it's time to go. Plus, I still got some editing to do for the UFC Expo vlog. Stay tuned for that one. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you're loving all the content. It's been a great weekend for UFC 290. We will see you guys on UFC 291, as well as our weekly radio shows where we recap fight nights and all MMA content, things going on. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. Stay blessed. See you soon.